The 94th phase of the Sasunata Aruna program got underway at the Sri Saranatha Dharma Mahapirivana in Hull Uluwa today.
United National Party co-deputy leader Sajid Premadasa, who arrived at the temple, first engaged in religious observances. Later, the parliamentarian donated financial aid to the temple's development activities. The aim of this program is to aid at least 500 temples island-wide by the next Vesak Poya. Through this, we are planning to aid temples that are lacking in resources.
United National Party parliamentarian, attorney at law Sujeeva Senasinghe says that the public has not benefited from the Sri Lanka Freedom Party government. The parliamentarian expressed this view while addressing a public meeting in Battaramulla yesterday.
The meeting was organised in support of UNP candidates who are contesting the local government election. They brought a ship which is not even registered. The ministers are engaged in daytime robberies of this nature. The SLFP has governed the country for 38 years. What have they given us? Just think about it. I'm not saying ours is a party that is made up of gods. Our cabinet could also consist of one or two thieves. But I would proudly say that our leaders have never robbed.
And it's over to Arundhati Fernando momentarily as we switch over to the News First International Desk. South Sudan has become the world's newest nation, the climax of a process made possible by the 2005 peace deal that ended a long and bloody civil war. Sudan's President Omar al-Bashir and UN Secretary-General Ban Ki-moon are among international dignitaries attending celebrations in the capital, Juba.
Sudan earlier became the first state to officially recognize its new neighbor. The South's independence follows decades of conflict with the North, in which some 1.5 million people died. Celebrations in Juba began at midnight. A countdown clock in the city center reached 0 and the new national anthem was played on television. The new country is rich in oil, but one of the least developed countries in the world, where 1 in 7 children dies before the age of 5. Unresolved disputes between the North and South, particularly over the new border, have also raised the possibility of renewed conflict.
The 135th and final Space Shuttle mission has lifted off from Cape Canaveral in Florida. Space Shuttle Atlantis was launched into history today.
The 12-day mission will ferry 3.5 tons of supplies to the International Space Station. Upon its return, the 30-year Space Shuttle program will come to a close, with Atlantis and the other 2 shuttles retired to museums. Many lined the tops of buildings around the Kennedy Space Center. Others went down by the famous countdown clock on the lawn in front of the press complex.
6. All 3 engines up and burning. 2, 1, 0, and liftoff. The final liftoff of Atlantis on the shoulders of the space shuttle. America will continue the dream.
The program, Houston. Roger roll, Atlantis.
Houston now controlling the flight of Atlantis. The space shuttle spreads its wings one final time for the start of a sentimental journey into history. 40 seconds into the flight, the 3 liquid fuel main engines throttling back to 72% of rated performance in the bucket, reducing stress on the shuttle as it goes transonic for the final time.
Oh my, tons of emotions. The fact that we have a machine that can go 17,500 miles an hour and land on a landing strip. The Soviets still do crash and burn. I'm sorry, I just feel that way. I feel like this is a part of America.
Emotionally, it's amazing to see. It's beautiful. It's beautiful to see the pillar of flame go up into the sky.
And Ramesh joins us now with the very latest from the world of sports. Good evening, Ramesh.
Good evening, Sonali.
Well, Ramesh, the 19th Asian Athletics Championship is currently underway in Japan. And I hear there's news of another medal for Sri Lanka.
Yes, Sonali. Sri Lanka notched up its second medal today. Sri Lankan athlete Christina Merrill clinched the bronze medal in the women's 400 meters hurdles event at the 19th Asian Athletics Championship in Japan today.
Christina, who competed in the women's 400 meters hurdles event, clocked a time of 57.30 seconds to claim the bronze medal. Japan's Satomi Kobukura won the gold medal in this event. She clocked 56.5 seconds.
In some cricket news, off-spinner Suraj Randev picked up 5 wickets in the 5th and final one-day international between England and Sri Lanka, which is currently underway at Old Trafford. Incidentally, this was his maiden 5-wicket haul in one-day internationals.
England skipper Alistair Cook won the toss and elected to bat first. The host started the innings scoring runs at a rapid speed with opening batsman Alistair Cook and Craig Crisweta putting on 85 runs for the first wicket. Cook was then stumped by wicketkeeper Kumar Sangakkara off the bowling of Suraj Randev for 31 runs. Crisweta was then bowled by Dhammika Prasad for 43 runs. Kevin Peterson scored 5 runs. However, Jonathan Trott went on to score his 12th half-century in one-day internationals. Ian Morgan, who scored his 14th half-century in the shorter version of the game, was then dismissed for 57 runs. Trott was then bowled by Wanday for 72 runs. England scored 268 runs to the loss of 9 wickets in their allotted 50 overs. Suraj Randev bagged 5 wickets for 42 runs in 10 overs.
Chasing a target of 269 runs, Sri Lanka were 131 runs for the loss of 5 wickets in 30 overs. Moving on to some rugby news, Kandy Sports Club remain unbeaten in this year's Interclub A-Division League rugby tournament as they beat Sri Lanka Navy 15 points to 12 at the Nithavala Stadium today. Meanwhile, Royal College beat St. Peter's College 50 points to 41 in the Inter-Schools A-Division League rugby tournament match.
The Interclub A-Division League rugby tournament match between Kandy Sports Club and Sri Lanka Navy was played at the Nithavala Stadium in Kandy. At half-time, Kandy were leading 15 points to 5. Sri Lanka Navy scored a goal early in the second half and were just 3 points behind Kandy. However, the lads from Kandy held on to the lead and went on to win the match. The final score stood 15 points to 12 in favour of Kandy Sports Club. Meanwhile, the match between Royal College Colombo and St. Peter's College Bambalapitiya was played at the St. Peter's College grounds in Bambalapitiya. At Lemons, the pitch rights led 24 points to 21. However, the lads from Rage Avenue came back much stronger after the turnaround and won the match 50 points to 41. Incidentally, Royal College Colombo are currently unbeaten in the Inter-School A-Division League rugby tournament so far.
And finally, on Sports First tonight, we feature the details of a talented young athlete who is facing various difficulties in excelling in her sport.
Gihan Sandika Kodawada. Sandika, who lost his father at the age of 2, did not even receive his mother's love as she sought employment at a garment factory. 15-year-old Sandika was brought up by his grandmother. Sandika, who first attended the Ratmalgahawava Mahavidyalaya, then moved on to the Anuradhapura Central College. He incidentally took part in his maiden inter-schools athletic meet in 2010. There are around 102 talented students who are engaged in sports in this school. He is an exceptional student. Incidentally, he was part of the 400 meters athletics team who won the gold medal in the 2010 All-Island Inter-School Athletics Meet. Gihan Sandika won the under-17 400 meters hurdles race in the All-Island Senior Athletics Meet. It was with various difficulties at home and less facilities he has reached this level. I want to pursue in this sport further and represent the country at international level. However, will his grandmother, who is also facing difficulties, will be able to support him reach his goal?
We are farmers. We have lot of expenses to cover. He's very talented. We will be grateful if someone offers help.
Well, that brings to a close tonight's edition of Primetime Weekend. On tomorrow's news, we will be taking a look at several more excerpts of the exclusive interview with Sri Lanka's permanent representative to the United Nations in New York, Dr. Paliva Kohona. While, of course, the full interview will be telecast on Channel 1 MTV on Tuesday after Primetime News. I'm Sonali Wanigabatige. Have a great Sunday ahead. Good night.